Oh, what is up guys, welcome back to Downhill Smooth Tarmac. It's another technical episode and I'm excited to be back in my workshop that is still tidy following my last build of that awesome Cannondale. It's classic lightweight time once again. I can't get enough of these. I love a nice steel lightweight, and this one is a bit of a survivor. This is a 1980s Holdsworth 531 Professional. It is a custom order frame from back in the 80s. It is made from Reynolds 531 Professional tubing, surprisingly. Didn't see that coming, did you? This one is one hell of a survivor. I've owned this and it's been hiding at the back of my collection for many years. I bought this with a view to restore and sell many years ago, but it had too many problems to make it a viable option. And those problems are screw holes been drilled in it to hold cups. Bottom bracket is totally threaded through. It will sort of hold, but it won't tighten. And the previous owner has drilled and tapped grub screws into it. All these things meant that it became a bike that I would use to knock about on, but I took all the good parts off for other builds. So it's finally time to give it the rebuild it deserves. I know what you're thinking, where's the fork? Well, it's here. And this, unfortunately, has taken a bit of a battering during storage. Its chrome has suffered a little bit, but I think it's a matching numbers fork. It's got Campag dropouts, just like the frame. It's beautiful, and I want to survive a bike. So there it is. Before we get any further into the build though, you're going to want to know what's going on it. Well, I'm not going to let you see that until we roll the credits. Here we go. So to go alongside this frame, which you can see some detail of there, it's beautiful. Oh, lovely. Not sure why they picked the colour. I'm sure it was fashionable in the 80s. We have got some Chinelli bars and stems. These are, ooh, what are they? World Champion Chinellis, I think. I've had to go with some Tektro levers for the time being, but we've got a period correct turbo saddle, and check out this freshly polished group set. This is the Everyman group set of the people, Shimano 1050 105. As you can see, it's all been polished up, and this actually I have done by hand in preparation for another video where I'm going to show you how I do this. Even though I've got a buffing machine, I want to show you how I do it by hand and a few tips and tricks. The group set is pretty much complete, so that is going on there along with the Tektro bars. But before we get onto that, we need to go back to the frame, and you'll notice it is missing certain things like a head tube badge, and this one is damaged, so it can only mean one thing. I'm going to sort them out first, get some wax on it. Okay, so before we do anything, we need to bring this frame back to life, and to do that I've been online. You might have seen these. I've been online to H. Lloyd's. It's the ultimate when it comes to finding decals for bikes like this. I've got some new badges as I've removed the old ones, and the new Reynolds 531 Professional. So let's get a head tube badge on there first. I've already cut the frame with T-cut, so it's ready to go. It's nice and clean. I'm going to stick this on. This isn't straight, then the original wasn't straight because it's following the outline of what was left behind. But there we go. This should bring this frame back to life and help it to pop once again. Oh, beautiful. And I can still see the cutout for it. So I'm going to just try and get it roughly in the right place. Yeah, there we go. So as you can see there, that is the original 531 Professional tubing decal. It seems a shame to cover it, but it makes the whole frame look really tired. So, an appropriate reproduction, but equally, I've got the evidence here to show this was 531 professional. There we are there. So, let's see how that laps over. Oh, yeah. There we go. It's like I've done this before. There we go. 531 professional in all its glory once again. Okay, so for this build, I've even got the original headset in 105 to fit here. But as you can see, it's not even pressed. So we're going to have to just shim this up a little bit to get it to the tape. If this was a bike that's going to be used every day, I wouldn't entertain this, but this is just a nice little showy little bike, a little survivor. It doesn't matter if it's not perfect. We've actually got a screw hole here we could use just there to hold the bottom cup, but it looks awful and I don't really want it there. So instead, we're just going to find something just to shim this up with. And actually what I'm probably going to go with, if you don't like it, don't really care, is a little bit of aluminium foil tape. So we're going to put some tiny strips in. It will just help these just to hold in place. Okay, so here we go. Right, I've got a little bit of adhesive foil tape. I'm going to wrap it around here. I have used all sorts of stuff over the years for this. Coke cans, any beverage can that you like will do the trick. Just going to hold that through there. Make sure I've got the logo right. Let's see if it will hold it in, which it will. There we go. I'm still only going to push this in unless I have to press it. In fact, that will now take a press. Let's try it. Let's see how this goes, and then we can declare it as a roaring success. It's far easier than using a piece of can as well, so. Look at that, what a win. I know somebody somewhere is about to mention galvanic corrosion because it's aluminium tape, I can feel it. But let's just not, eh? Let's not talk about that. Let's just make this bike live again, eh? Let's just fit this bloody thing. There we go. So to save chopping the steerer around to fit this newly replaced headset, just going to use a little 1-inch spacer. This will work just perfectly. It doesn't look too out of place. Oh, it's beautiful, lovely. Okay, so for the bottom bracket, I have gone for another nifty solution that some of you may not have seen. I know my threads are toast. The solutions to this could be to do what the previous owner did with the grub screws, or the solution could be to have it reshelled if you can find somewhere that still produces steel frames, or you can fit one of these. It looks like a conventional bottom bracket, but as you can see straight away, it's got no threads on the outside because it is a threadless bottom bracket. Look at that there, brilliant. So I've looked up what my bottom bracket should have, and it is 113 mil. So I've got the original, and I'm going to fit this in its place. Probably should have checked to see if I got this the right way around. These are a great solution to basically save a frame from impending destruction. Look at that. Just tightening that up. That is now in place, and we've saved this bike. Saved on waste. Saved a professional grade Reynolds frame. There we go. While we're here, let's put this chain set on. how this bike looks. A bit of shiny on it. I've also got rid of the bolts and the caps and replaced them with the Allen bolt, just because I prefer them. There we go, look at that. Spinning beautifully. Let's bolt some more bits on down here and then we'll put some wheels in it. Derailleurs, let's put them on. No, down tube shifters, I'm going to put them on next. You can't pick up my next door neighbour there. Right, down tube shifters. They're even better if you use the right screwdriver to fit them. I've even got the right screwdriver. There we go. Look at them, beautiful. Really, really pretty. Let's give them a polish up. Any unnecessary dirt on anything. Lovely. Right, let's put some derailleurs on as well. Let's just go the whole hog. There we go. And then out back, also polished, serviced and ready to roll, is the rear derailleur, which is just, I love these. It's just so, it's the same with XT from the 8-speed era, the silver and the mix, oh lovely. And look how healthy that is, it's got loads of spring tension still in it. Beautiful. Right, put the brakes on. Single pivot. If I remember rightly, eventually these came with a dual pivot. Once Dura Race and everything had them, the dual pivot started to appear. With the front, let's hope that it's going to hide that chrome damage. Absolutely gutted about that. This used to be a perfect fork before it went into storage. The water's just got at it. Okay, handlebars coming in hot, taken care of by Cinelli, as we saw earlier. Oh yeah. There we go. Right, for the saddle, going for, wow, what else could we have for an 80s race bike than a turbo? And it's a turbo light. This actually came off Paul's bike, the Mercian that we saw with the flat bar conversion. I've re-glued this. Whether it'll hold, I don't know, but it looks nice right now. Let's get this in place. The seat post is just 27.2 something that we've polished up. Clamp that into place roughly. There we go. Oh yes. Okay, so the bike is really starting to take shape now. Oh, yeah man. What a classic looking frame. Next we're going to put some wheels in, and I want to show you. I've gone for something a little bit more modern because it's what I've got. I've got some slightly showier wheels in the pipeline that may be ready by the time this bike goes out on the road for its test drive. But let's show you the workhorse. It's called them workhorse wheels. They're really nice actually. And it is these Mavic opens with Shimano standard fare hubs, 6-speed 1428, spinning away beautifully. I've gone old school for the tyres. These are actually brand new Michelin Dynamics, but they're 19C. Yeah, 19s. Skinny. Haha. So yeah, these are going to suit the bike perfectly. These actually, interesting little story, used to belong to a customer, and I swapped him out for a black pair that I had. Carlton Capella, and I think the customer's name was Wayne something or other, and it was a beautifully fancy lugged Carlton that we custom built, and he used these wheels and did the Fred Whitten, which if you know what that is, take your hat off to him, because I geared it as low as I could. But my word, yeah, the Fred Whitten, he did it on a vintage bike. If you don't know what that is, look it up. Right, let's put the wheels in and see how they look. Now, they're silver, they're shiny, they're going to look great. And a few of you are going to notice straight away that I've got a bolt-up rear wheel. I could swap this for a quick release, but I'm going to be dead truthful. In the time that me and this bike have spent together where it has been on the road, it has been notoriously good at pulling its back wheel out. So I'm going to leave the bolt-up rear wheel for this one. Oh dear, I think that might need a true. Oh dear. Right, let's true the... Probably should true these first. To the truing stand. Okay, that is now true. Excellent news. Front one is now also true, and that will teach me for not checking before grabbing these off a hook and putting them into a build. Back to it. Let's get them in, get them on, and finish this blooming bike. No, a bit less. There we go. Oh yeah, we need some brake pads. Let's put some brake pads in, and then brakes are just standard Jaguar modern compound pads. These are going to do the job just fine. Just going to get those lined up and in place. Perfect. Right, back ones. Okay, so brakes are the next order of business. There we are. Make sure this is going to be long enough. Plenty. Right. Brakey outery. What we got here? Oh dear. I am reusing here, but they're in reasonable condition. Make sure the brake thingy is in the down position. Oh no! Oh, I've nearly mullered the brake cable then. Right. Now, it's entirely up to you, but I like to take my outers in place before I set the brake up. Just because let's clamp that mama down. Clamp that mama down, y'all. Give it a squeezy. Sure everything's where it should be. Center it. Marvellous. Oh, beautiful. Nice. Right. Let's put an end on it. Oh. I appear to upset the bicycle gods. Oh, crackers thunder. Anyway, not even the weather will stop me building a bicycle. Right, have we got enough outer here to do the job? Ah, too short. Right, okay. Let's see if we can find another piece. Okay, slight change due to necessity. We're going for white outer cables because it's what I've got. So, I'm going to switch that front one in a minute. It's an 80s bike, it's acceptable. Oh, that's alright, we can live with that. Can't tell on the video, but my floor's shaking. Okay, so with that bar tape quickly wrapped and put into place, and with the thunderstorm past, I feel like it's okay to handle metal again. Let's get a chain on and set some limits up. Oh, couldn't ask for any more than that for a first try. Right, GS screwdriver, let's do some limit. Okay, right, let's have a look what we got at the back first. Well, that's bang on. So let's tweak the front wall here. That lower limit, I can see I'm not quite straight here, so I'm just going to tweak that. Set up this again. Just screwdriver. There we go. Right. Let's let it drop down. Pair of gear cables and an outer. Gonna be done. In we go. Front one first. Oh, yes. Do the high limit on the front. Excellent. Okay, out back. Get a cable to it and an outer. It's a bit long, that. With that outer the right size, let's try again. And in the right colour, because I just measured it up in the wrong colour. See, even the dog next door knows I've done it wrong. Barking at me. Oh. Oh, just recline and look at the beauty. Doesn't she look great? Holdsworth 531 Professional. Another bike from my collection, made over in the way I think it should look. That 1050 group set, Shimano, the original 105, the OG Everyman group set. Shimano cemented themselves at this point. Quality, innovation, great looking. So biased, but I love it. This and the 600 Tricolor that came from similar era are my two favourites. Anyway, let's talk a little bit more about the extras on the bike. Chinelli stem, Chinelli Champion de Monde bars, beautiful. Turbo saddle, also age era appropriate. Really love a turbo at the minute, got a big turbo thing going on. The wheels, the Mavics laced to Shimano hubs are more modern, but I think they work. What also works for me is the 1428 out back. twinned up with the 52-42 up front. Now I generally like a 39 on the inner, but I'll make my peace with it because it's original and that's how it should stay. What's left now is to get out and ride, which it's a bit of a backlog at the minute, but there will be a ride video for this one, along with some of my other creations coming soon. So I'm going to sign off and say I hope your next ride is downhill with smooth tarmac. Keep your wheels spinning, keep your rubber on the road, or your knobblies out on that trail. Remember to say hello to each other. Remember the nod, cyclist to cyclist. If you're out on the road, make it jazzy. Make sure people see that you're saying hello. If you see somebody stopped on the road or the trail, you better make sure that you stop and help, or at least stop and offer. Be a good human being, let alone a good cyclist. You might have the tools or the knowledge that they don't, quite frankly. Cyclists are of all levels and abilities. We know this. If you get a minute, it'd be amazing if you could like and subscribe if you enjoyed my content. It means an awful lot to me on my humble little channel. But, and it's a big but, don't let it get in the way of you getting out and riding your bike. Until next time, thank you for watching.